Okay, before I continue on the rest of my picket fence, I'm going to demonstrate what happened on this as I left off. So this is the new master NTC0040 electric tacker. It's called electric tacker, right? So it says it could use up to 1.25 inch brad nails, and that's the longest it can use on this style of nail gun, which has a cord. Anyway, so I'm gonna demonstrate. I'll just grab some scrap pieces. So, here I'll make a cross. So, okay, so there's why I didn't ended up not using. I'm not using this. So let's set at the highest setting, plus that way. Hold it down. See, like, doesn't even barely pierces through. So I'm not sure. It might be something I did, or I don't know. Try to get. I'm gonna try a lower setting to see what happens. Yeah, it actually went down less, like I guess it would. It was a lower setting. Anyway, so even I just thought about it also. So even if these little brad nails went all the way through, it's still they're pretty slippery. And this fence board, I imagine, I'd probably have to put 5 or 6 of these in each one of these, which I would do probably if it worked, but I'd have to put 5 or 6 on each one to make so this would not be able to just pop out. So I was kind of bummed out because I put a lot of effort into wanting to use this. I was excited because I thought I was going to ting ting. I know that you can with the air ones. Actually, ironically, I have a lot of air tools here that I kind of got because they were left, but I never really got into that. But I just figured that this would have done the trick. I mean, it looks pretty bulky, but it could be something problem with this particular model. I mean, it sounds. Listen to how weak it sounds. This is how it sounds. It just sounds like a. Anyways, I just wanted to demonstrate why I'm not going to use this after all, and what I ended up using, or what I'm going to use instead. Thanks. Okay, so what I ended up doing, I changed my mind on what I was going to do also in the first place. I was just going to staple from the front because I didn't really, I know you couldn't really see the staples, but because I'm changing it to these screws. They're exterior grade, and they're kind of like, they seem to be a little thinner. I could be wrong, but they seem thinner than regular, like a drywall screw. Plus, they're exterior. They come with the bit. What is it again? It's a T20 bit. I mean, yeah, to screw them in. It comes with that. And there's 76 in here or something. So it's funny because that's exactly the amount of, if I put all the fence boards for the 12-foot, it's going to use up this whole box, which was like $7. I got a Dixie line, but that's okay. If it works out, I still have other screws. Like if I'm short a few, I got a bunch of screws that work. I just wanted to, because I was there kind of looking for something like that would be nice to use on the back of the fence that you won't really see. And then I pre-drilled using an 1/8 inch drill bit where each screw, it kind of did this for a couple reasons. First of all, you don't want the wood to split, obviously. And second of all, it's so I don't mess up. Because remember, I'm skipping every other board, because that's going to give it the picket effect. So it's not going to be a solid fence like this. So anyways, I'll show you. So what I'll do a time lapse of screwing the boards in and then show you what it looks like. Because you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe it looks like that. No, I'm just kidding. You'll probably guess what it's going to look like. But I just want to demonstrate DIY making your own picket fence if you don't want to, if you want to make a size that they don't sell. Sometimes they don't sell it. They don't have very many sizes of them. I mean, you could make it basically any shape or size you want. That's what I like about doing them yourself too. All right, thanks. Okay, so I got one section done as I revealed in the time lapse, but I wanted to mention, so on this side, one side of the fence, it just happened to work out though for some reason, for the width of the pickets I made these, whereas the spacing of one picket just happened to work out in my favor, which is kind of strange for some reason, because so at the end of the 6-foot section, assuming I started, you can even see the picket dog ear still on the full length fence board pieces I used. These were the dog ears, how I ripped them down the edge and then ripped them to this width. Anyways, so they're all screwed in using those Torx screws. And then what I wanted to mention, so is at the end, that's why I said it worked out kind of strange how it worked out like this. I was able to, it kind of messed up a little bit off on this couple of these pickets, but anyways, I split it here because when the fence continues on, it's a 12-foot section. Let me just grab a regular fence board. It's gonna go overlap like this. It's gonna connect like that, so it's gonna continue on. And then I'm probably gonna add another, support behind that section because this ain't gonna hold too well. Just as far as strength, when it's whatever. Anyways, I'll probably reinforce behind this where you won't see it. Plus, I gotta add some pickets at some point going downward so I can hammer this into the ground. So I'll probably have some just offset like that, and then that way this could be buried in the ground, and you won't notice it. So anyways, I got to make another one. So I'm just gonna do this. It's gonna be the same method. So no sense in showing anything on that, but just wanted to show you. Like I said, this took me a long time to include the painting, especially, and I don't know. I mean, I think it's gonna look great though. Because I think I made a lot of pickets, and I think I'm actually gonna have enough to wrap around, definitely cover the whole front of the rose bush. I know that, but I might have enough to do the sides as well without having to cut any more boards. So that's gonna be cool. All right, so this is the pretty much completed 12-foot picket fence section. I spliced two pieces together to make it one long piece. Again, I used standard fence pickets that were 6 foot long, so I put two of those after ripping them down, whatever. Anyways, so I didn't end up doing it how I wanted to at all, kind of, but I'm just gonna go with it. So I just had the typical setup right there, but then I just doubled up on this section to couple the two pieces together because it's a long stretch, and this is the back, and honestly, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be an issue on how it looks on the front because I think it looks good on the front. But lots of screws. Had to buy another box of those 1 1/4 inch screws, and I bought the different type, which it's kind of annoying. The first box I bought, I was wondering why it was cheaper. It's like $7. It's the same looking screw, but these ones are the ones I bought as the second batch I bought are a little bit beefier. I don't know, they look like this. And this box was like over $10. Same type, T25s. I think it's the similar amount of pieces. And it comes with the bit for it, but I just used the one from the other ones I bought. But yeah, anyways, it's about almost $20 on screws, but you don't have to. I mean, if you have a good staple gun that actually shoots staples that can grab into the wood, that would have saved me $20. But this thing ain't gonna be coming apart anytime soon. It's beefy. It's a couple coats of paint. I'm probably gonna hit it one last time. No need to show that, but one last time on the primer just to touch up anything. And what I'll do, I still got to build the side pieces, but they're basically the same. So I'll do that, and then I want to show it in its completed state. I want to mention before I get going on it, I cut out. These are like from the scrap pieces, and they were like shorter pieces because they're really bowed. So I cut them to where they were kind of straight. But what I'm going to use these two pieces for is as the stakes, and I went ahead and cut a pretty steep point so I can make these stake into the ground, hammer them down to the ground. And this is, of course, the treated or the cedar board, so it's going to be rot resistant for a while. I mean, it'll do the job for a long time. And then I'm going to do is hammer this down, attach the fence, screw the fence to these, and that'll keep it up until I can. Okay, so this is what I had to do on the back side of the rose garden, just to keep Gracie from digging. So it's not very pretty, but it's cast iron fencing I had laying around. I was actually considering sanding and painting this, which I've done before to sections of fence that we had lying around in the backyard. I have some of it painted really nice, but it's really heavy. Anyways, I decided I wanted to use picket fencing anyways. So that's what I was doing. So this is the ones I sent you prefab. That's a 3-foot section right there, and they're about $8 a pop. But they're pretty cool. And then they got the stakes built into them. I'll show you on this one. So this is where I took 4 of them and I put them into one long length. Let me show you the back. So I added this piece to the back and a piece that where the joints were to make it force it. So that's how this looks. But this is what a piece that I built, and I wanted to replace with a more beefy picket fence. So hopefully you think it looks good. And that's what it looks like. I mean, I still got to kind of straighten it out, but you got the point there. That's the comparison. That kind of far apart picketing. I mean, it looks nice, but this fence right here is gonna be for the long haul. This could last a long time. And the stakes, like I said, I'm gonna stake it into the ground. I'm gonna run these stakes like so. The reason I'm not doing it right now is I might have to trim the rose bush. But these are gonna be hammered down and then screwed to the fence, and then I'll trim. Then I'll trim the stakes down to the right height. Oh man, knocked down my mushroom. No. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Hope it inspires you to do something like this. Like I said, it's a lot of work, but when you're done, it has a good payoff. Okay, just pretty much quickly built the side piece. Just didn't even take me that long at all. I still had enough boards, and I still have some left to even do the other side piece. But actually, I don't know if I need it. Maybe down the road, because this is the part you see when you walk by. So that's how it looks. I added the stakes though to it. I actually screwed them to the fence, kind of like the ones that are prefab, just so I can hammer it here. I don't know how it's going to look on that, but that's what I did. That's what the front looks like. And I'll show you. Okay, for now I am done. I'm tired calling it a day on this. I still have another job that I got to do. This is kind of like a friend, but I have other stuff to do today. So I'm stopping, but I took the original prefab section that was in the face in the front and I put it on the back, pretty side out. And then this is the piece I just literally built. I wasn't even going to make the side piece, but I just did it quick once I knew the measurements. And then I figured out, I made it the length so that the fence boards would be a full board, like, how do I say it? So they'd hit on the board, see? The way they're spaced. So that one hits at the end, and that one hits at the end. I kind of figured that out before I put it together. So that one's done. Like I said, I added stakes. Those are in the ground. I can always lop this off or whatever. And then here's the whole thing coming around the side. Again, it's got some temporary supports, but it's actually pretty secure right now. That's what it looks like. And then this side still has the original prefab as well. So I'm probably going to do the upgraded fence and do that one last side. I'm probably not going to do the back. It's just too much work. I think it looks pretty good, like this. Alright, thanks for watching once again. Sorry about the clutter in the back. That's another project I got to do with the car, which I haven't been able to do yet. But that's why I have the jack out, so you can see in the background. Alright, thanks. Oh yeah, by the way, Gracie digs this so fast in this yard. That's why it looks like this. So so she digs real fast. In fact, we decided to, one of the holes she dug, we decided to plant one of the rose bushes into the hole she dug. And then I put this cage around. It's kind of like almost like a big tomato cage that I had. Someone took maybe section of fences, kind of made a circle at one point, and then I just reassembled it back into a circle. They just like cut pieces around and hold it together, and I redid it. Anyways, it's kind of rusty looking, but it can be painted at some other point. But this will keep Gracie from getting into this one. Anyways, that's what's going on here. And again, I hope you didn't bore you. I'm sure it's things you've seen before and know how to do, but I just thought I would show it anyway, since I like to show little projects that I do. Alrighty.